confusion does not equal cash flow. Only clarity does. So if your prospect is confused about what the process is, I guarantee you that cash is not going to come at the end of that, because they need clarity to build confidence. And when I have confidence in what you're offering, then I can follow through with the cash behind it. If you're underpriced or overpriced, it's going to definitely affect anything else that you do. And understanding how much you can actually charge is a key piece in being able to have the right product market fit. Our product, what we're offering, has to fit the market that we are casting that vision, casting that advertising out to. Before you run another ad, watch this first. Because most business owners are wasting money on ads, not because ads don't work, but because the system behind them is actually broken. And in this video, I'm going to share with you the 3 things that are actually holding you back from achieving crazy amounts of growth. Hey, if you're new here, my name is Jennifer Waters, and I'm one of the founders of 7-Figure Dojo. We have a couple of different brands, including 7-Figure Dance as well. We actually help school and business owners turn their passion for what they do into a profitable business. And we do it a couple of different ways, but just to tell you how we started, I grew up on the mats as a martial artist, and my family's martial arts school, it only had a few, 40, 50 students or so when we first made the decision to take the leap forward and to learn about marketing systems and business mentorship and how to actually make the business run. At the time, I was 18 years old, turned down a full ride to college to pursue the dream of making this martial arts business work. Fast forward 4.5 years, 5 years later, we had turned that small business that was doing a few $1,000s a month into $1 million a year revenue machine. And then about 5 years ago, from the date of this publishing of this video, I decided to take what I had learned after 15 years or so of achieving 7-figure success. We decided to take what we knew and market it to other business owners that used to be in that same position or that were in that same position as what we were, and show them how to actually generate more revenue through their business. So in today's video, the 3 things that are probably holding you back that I want you to be made aware of so you don't have to be stuck anymore is inconsistent lead flow, no repeatable sales process, and no understanding of the irrefutable power levers of cash flow. So let's dive in. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel, be sure to click that button, give us a thumbs up. It definitely helps spread this message to other school owners, business owners that are similar to yourself. So the first thing is inconsistent lead flow. Most of the time, what happens is when a business wants to grow, they go, I need to get more leads. The challenge is that the conventional methods of getting leads oftentimes don't work fast enough or are not effective enough to generate you that new cash flow that you're desiring to increase your overall business revenue. So when we look at inconsistent lead flow, it's primarily because we're relying on things like referrals, or maybe going to different events where potentially your customers are, your potential students are, or relying on other people to send you new business your way, or even waiting it out inside of what's supposed to be a highly walked shopping center where you're going to get a lot of walk by traffic, and then just hoping and praying that you get new customers, you get new students in your doors. One of the first things that we want to do is we want to install a predictable lead generation machine. And we can actually do this through paid advertising. There's a lot of different ways to do paid advertising. I'm a huge advocate of doing online paid advertising to grow this type of business. And again, the businesses that we work with here at 7-Figure Dojo, we work with martial arts schools, dance schools, tutoring centers, private academies, daycares, family entertainment centers. All of these businesses are usually locally based businesses that rely on either memberships or some sort of student interaction in order to produce their product and be able to get that product, that service out to the market. So we work with those particular types of clients. And when we're looking at their business from the top down, we've got that 20,000 foot above view. That's one of the major things that typically stands out to us, is that there is inconsistent lead flow for all those reasons. When we apply our marketing machine, our new student, new customer engine on top, where we have proven marketing, proven ads that we can use in online sources of traffic, it just instantly blows up and allows a lot more people to know about the business that might just be a hidden gem in their area. And so this is one of the reasons why a lot of our clients are super successful once they get started with us, is because when they come in, they were this hidden place, and now we throw in some advertising that's specifically targeted to the people that they want to have come in their doors, and voila, now we have lead flow. And if it was as simple as that, everybody would be doing this and be successful. So what happens next though is what will break or make your business. You see, you can have all this lead flow, but if you fail at having a repeatable sales process, then all of that lead flow, all that marketing that you did, all that advertising that you put out there into your community, the revenue that you put behind that will mean absolutely nothing. And it'll be very much like taking a wad of cash and then just dumping it into the toilet and flushing it down the drain. We need a repeatable sales process. Sometimes when I talk to clients, they say, well, I have a sales process. And my immediate reaction to that is it repeatable? Is it the same today as it was last week and the month before? And can we plug in another person into the sales process that you have? And they could run the exact same sales process if you were removed from the situation. And most of the time, that's not the case. It's not a repeatable sales process. Why does it need to be repeatable? Because if we're going to pair all of this massive amount of growth that's coming through your marketing efforts, we need to be able to make sure that the sales process is consistent with the messaging that we're putting out into the marketplace. So for example, we've had clients in the past that have offered had 2 different offers hitting the market, maybe a free introductory lesson and then a paid trial. Well, what happens is the market gets confused about that messaging. The person who's taking their information and trying to book an appointment is also confused about that messaging. And confusion does not equal cash flow. Only clarity does. So if your prospect is confused about what the process is, I guarantee you that cash is not going to come at the end of that because they need clarity to build confidence. And when I have confidence in what you're offering, then I can follow through with the cash behind it. These are all things that are important parts of the process to actually make sure that you're generating the right amount of lead flow that turns into sales, that eventually turns into cash flow. So we want to have that repeatable sales process. It's got to be the same from beginning to end. And we also need to be able to tweak certain parts of that sales process as we find maybe there's certain areas that are leaky buckets. You know, we look at the sales process and we go, man, we are not getting as many leads to set appointments. Or maybe we're not getting as many appointments set to get them to show. Or maybe once they show, we're not converting them to actual students or customers. If we don't know where that gap is because the sales process is different from day to day, it's very, very hard to fix it. Now, the final piece is understanding the irrefutable power levers of cash flow. Okay, so what are those 3 levers that you can pull? And once you pull them, cash can pour in. The first is going to be pricing. If you're underpriced or overpriced, it's going to definitely affect anything else that you do. And understanding how much you can actually charge is a key piece in being able to have the right product market fit. Our product, what we're offering, has to fit the market that we are casting that vision, casting that advertising out to. If your product is underpriced, what will happen is you may fill up with a bunch of new customers, a bunch of new students, but you're always going to be chasing profit. Because what will happen is over time, you're going to need to hire more people to service all those new students, all those new clients that you brought in. And your profit margin, the amount of money you take home, is going to shrink because it's going to cost you money to hire that new person, bring them in to take care of those people, but you didn't build in the right proper profit in order to actually sustain the business long term. And so what happens is you may grow a massive business, but actually be taking home no money at all because all the money is being paid out to team members, to employees to service those particular students, those particular clients. And we don't want that. The point of business is to make a profit and to reward the person who's taking all the risk. You, the business owner. You put in your hard-earned money, your sweat, your blood, your tears into making this business a success. And because of that risk that you have put out there, you should be rewarded for that risk. And then that's going to help impact the other people who work for you. You should be able to reward them and impact the community that you serve. So that's the first lever that we want to pull. The second lever that we want to pull is product. So when I say product, I mean your offering, whatever it is that you do, whether you teach martial arts or you have dance or you're doing tutoring or you're private school, that the product that you put out there, the way that people enter your business and they pay you money, that is what I would call the product. And we want to get it so it is a packaged product. It's going to be the same thing from customer to customer to customer. If I could say, okay, every single customer who comes in, every student who enrolls into my program, they always get 1, 2, 3, ABC. Whatever those things are, they always get them. I know how much it costs me to provide that service. It doesn't change from day to day. I know exactly how to fulfill on that service. So I'm not trying to figure it out as I go. It's something that is productized. And when we can productize what you offer, now it allows us to create sort of an assembly line process where we can take someone in for being a lead. They go through the sales process. We sell them the product. We fulfill on that product. And then we can move on to the next P of the levers, which is pathway. We want to have a pathway that particular customer can continue their journey on. You see, if we just productize the first front end offering that we have, maybe that's a few months of service, or maybe that's just their first, year of service, but we don't have anything else to come after that, then we're always going to be going out and trying to get another new customer instead of selling something new to a customer we already have. So if we have a pathway that's built in, and we have a way that this person, this prospect that's coming, that's already bought from you once, can keep buying from you for months, for years in the future, we can do what's called extending the lifetime value of that customer. And when we can extend the lifetime value of that customer, that means that our profitability dramatically increases. And we don't have to do as much work to get new people to come in because we're keeping the people that we already paid to acquire. So when you pull all those levers, those 3 Ps, the pricing, the product, and the pathway, cash just starts flowing into your business. Now, if you're curious about how all this works, or even working with us, the first thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to click the link in the description. There is a way for you to simply book a call with one of my team members, one of my advisors, where we can peel back the curtain. We can take the lid off of your business, dive deep, give you a different perspective about what is actually happening. Why are you stuck? And what are the things that we need to focus on specifically? Whether you do it with us or you do it without us, these are going to be the things that are going to be urgent and important for you and your business to get unstuck. The other thing is, if you want to hear more about how we actually applied those 3 levers, make sure you click the video that's coming up next.